Hi, my name is Keith Cooper of Northlight Images, and in this short video I'm going to address a question I get asked quite often, and that is if deals on printers mean that the printer is about to be replaced or a new printer is on its way. Now, I've addressed this in another video looking at Canon printers, and this is specifically for Epson printers. Because you do see deals occasionally, you see discounts on printers, you see them, all kinds of things like this. The thing you need to remember is that most of these deals are local deals, so they are not worldwide. Epson is broken up into different companies, as is Canon, and they all have their own approach to marketing and where targets, sales targets, marketing targets, all stuff like that. There's also the matter of what supplies there are. So if there are things that are in greater supply, you may want to push them through the channel. This is complicated, obviously the last few years, supply chain issues, COVID, everything like that. So in general, it's really a thing of looking at the age of the printer to see, is that something? And I've been keeping tables, a chart of printer lifetimes for quite a few years. This is on the Northlight Images website. I'll put a link to it in a card and also in the notes to the video, so you can have a look at it. There is a specific page looking at this stuff here. Now, here is the actual chart, and it's got different types of printers and roughly how long they've lasted. And the key thing you need to know, if you see a deal on a P700, P900, they're barely 2 years old. Now, the lifetime of printers like this from Epson is typically 4 to 5 years. That suggests to me that there is no good reason for making an update to the P700, P900. I just don't think you're going to see it. They've not sold enough of the originals, as it were, to get the return on the investment, which is what you need to have a look at. So if you see deals on a P700, P900, it's because they want to sell P700s, P900s. Same for the ET8550. That's similar age, that's unlikely to be replaced anytime soon. Remember, these are printers, and printers are not mobile phones. They don't need a new version every year. Some printers can go on for years. Part of the reason for this is that a lot of aspects of printer technology is relatively mature and has plateaued. So when I look at the differences, say, between the P700 and a earlier printer, P900 and P800, the differences are not necessarily that great. They're certainly not differences most people will see in print quality, although there is a query as to what people actually mean by print quality, but it's not something you're going to see. So printers get easier to use. So 700, 900, they have the light inside, they have the screen. They're easier to use. There are some improvements in print quality as well. So that's where that comes in, and I'm going to say that if you see a deal on one of those and you want one of those printers, well, make use of the deal. You've saved yourself some money and you've got yourself a good printer. I'm capable of producing great prints on all of these printers if I've got a good image to start with. And I would say if you can't make a good print on a modern printer, any of the better printers, then it's almost certainly your fault. It's your editing, your other skills. I make bad prints as well. I know it's my fault. It's rarely the printer's fault. It takes a lot of effort for me to find something I can blame on the printer. Printers are just that much better these days than they used to be. So that's the sort of desktop, smaller desktop printers. Another printer people ask me about is the Epson P5000. Now, P5000 is a big printer. It's one I reviewed quite a few years ago, I think 5 or 6 years ago, when it first came out. It's a really nice printer. It's an excellent quality printer. It's huge. I'm going to be doing some video reviews of the P5000 coming up in the next few months, and some reviews about using it and aspects of using a large printer like that. But it's a great printer. Do I see it replacing? No. The P6000, 7000 larger printers, 9000, 8000 are all still current printers. What you need to look for potential changes is changes in print head technology. Now, the Epson P7500, which I recently reviewed, is still the best out and out big colour printer that I've tested ever. It's pretty good for black and white. I'm Yeah, I'm not entirely certain it's the absolute best, but that's a very fine margin. P7500, superb printer. If you want bigger, the 9500. There are, some issues reported by some people, but I didn't see any of this. It was a really good printer. That's a whole new printhead technology. You say, 7500 printhead technology, we'll put that in something the size of a P5000. The only problem is the P7500 printhead is absolutely huge. Now, to fit that inside a desktop printer, I will admire the engineering that goes into that if anyone can manage it. Do I expect it? No, not soon. I would say I have no particular knowledge of new printers coming out. If I did, then I likely wouldn't be able to say anyway, wouldn't be able to mention it. But this is based purely on supposition and looking at the time here. If I want a P700, 900, 8550, see a deal? Yeah, I'd go for it. If I want a P5000 and I'm going to use it enough, and remember, these big printers need a lot of use, I don't see a reason for not getting one still. There are no problems with it. It's in a niche of its own. There's nothing similar from Canon or HP. It works well. Why change what works well? Maybe it will be in a couple of years, but I don't see that as imminent. Anyway, I hope that's of some help. Basically, if you see a deal on a printer, and the printer's only been around for a few years, it's because they want to shift some of the printers. If you need one, buy one. If you need a printer, buy a printer. Just waiting for the next big thing is pretty futile, really, because the increases in quality and differences between printers are getting less and less. So, would I do without a large 17-inch printer like P5000 for a couple of years just because I think one's around the corner? Well, if I'm going to be using it, no. Why would I? Anyway, there you go. That's my take on the question of what deals on printers mean. Hope it's been of some use. Please do subscribe to the channel if you find it useful. And thanks for watching.